Hi, my name is Brandon Harris and I am in Donald Hardaway's ITM class, section 2010-03. Today we will be discussing the topic of the Open Source Initiative. In the late 1990s, open source organizations such as Linux started to gain recognition from top publishers such as Forbes, and on February 3rd, 1998 in Palo Alto, California, the easily recognized open source label was created. The logo has strict guidelines that if open source companies adhere to, then they may use the logo for their own organization as well. But what exactly is open source? According to Wikipedia, open source technology is defined as a production and development philosophy of allowing end users and developers to not only see the source code of software, but modify it as well. Which sounds simple enough. So how does open source work exactly, and what sort of advances in today's day and age has it led to, or does it have the potential to lead to? Less ideas, more patents. This short two-line comic skit is a good beginning indicator of what open source has in store for the future. Let's divulge into the specifics to get a better understanding of this comic. Some of the main points regarding open source we will be discussing today are how it works, the benefits of using open source technology. We will touch on a couple of its major contributors, and lastly, a brief works cited page. And remember, Uncle Sam wants you to use open source too. What components go into open source and how does it work? Tech-savvy individuals who work for a company that incorporate open source write a source code that a new form of technology or patent similar to the one seen on the slide. Once a new source code is completed, the general public is then bestowed with the free open access to its code. However, it does not end there. Once a source code has been accessed by its new owner, it may be manipulated to become better or complete more job-specific tasks, but it is not ready to be implemented into the computer system just yet. The new source code must then be compiled into a binary language the computer system can then read. Now that the computer can read the newly created source code, it is ready to apply the network, and a bigger, better, more task-specific source code is ready to be used. However, this does not mean the new code is set in stone. Having roots in an open source database means that the new source code is still open to be continuously manipulated, giving it the potential to continuously becoming bigger and better. This photo is a good illustration of how open source applications work. Commercial developers, community developers, administrators, and database administrators all have access to the code where they can implement their own training and knowledge. Through this collaboration, they more easily and efficiently build a stronger source code. It's in our interest to make the internet better, and without competition, we have stagnation. This comic summarizes very well the point of open source technology. It is so we may have an internet that is fair, smart, and safe. So what are some of the benefits of using open source? Here are some of the benefits that are listed above. This picture is a hierarchy of benefits of open source. Is a good visual aid to show just how positive this type of technology can be for humanity, with a more secure and more cost-efficient way of advancing technology even further. Creating the binary language for this computer to read the code is not the only outcome from the compiling process. While the compiling process is occurring, computers optimize file sizes and check for errors, which then lead to a source code with a greater integrity ready to be shared and built upon once again. With a more widespread population that can access a source code and build on it, the quicker the code can grow and the quicker humanity may be able to benefit from it. A source code may be manipulated in more than just one way. Rather than only being made to become bigger and better, they may be modified to complete more unique specific tasks. The ability to complete more task-specific jobs leads to smarter working as compared to harder working. With more hands to work on and modify the source code, hands that are creating both bigger and better codes as well as more task-oriented source codes, there is a substantial increase in efficiency that would not be present in a company that is based on patents solely. The idea behind creating something new that is beneficial for the planet is not to restrict its growth and create a monopoly, but rather to allow others with the same dream to bestow their own views and thoughts that may lead to an even more beneficial advancement in the original idea. That was Tesla's thought behind becoming an open source company rather than a strictly patented company. They wanted to help the planet become a cleaner place, and opening their technology allows for other electric car companies to experience a rapid growth and reaching the same ultimate goal. Here are a few of the other types of companies that have adopted open source. Companies such as NASA, Nike, eBay, MTV, Craigslist, Fox, and even other ones such as Forbes. And here is a brief We're Excited page where I have selected all of my information to come from. Thank you very much.